Hot damn, motherfucker. Let's go. Happy Monday, everybody. Let's go. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome into Derelict Sports. I'm your boy Nick. We got Derelict Dale over there, of course. And at some point in this episode, we will be blessed by the front office presence. So he will be here at some point. Like I said, hope you guys had a great weekend. Sit back, relax. Got some sporty events we're going to talk for the next hour and a half or so. Might be a little bit shorter one. Dale's got some plans, but it is what it is. We're going to go over the Cena heel turn. Obviously, if you guys are WWE fans, I know you guys are fucked up from this weekend. Elimination Chamber Saturday. We didn't watch it live, but we did watch it into the wee hours of Saturday.
What time was it? 3:45 your time when it
About
ended?
3:45. We started that bitch about midnight, dude. And we watched the Gervonta Davis fight, which was just an absolute. I mean, I really don't understand that. We'll talk about that here in a second. That was kind of crazy. But yeah, we watched that going into Saturday morning. We watched the Chamber. And man, we were both starting to get tired towards the end. Dale's starting and then the turn happened, and it was just like, what the fuck?
And then I watched it back with my son because I'm just like, so was the men's good? I'm like, the men's was fine. The last 20 minutes was amazing. And he's like, it's something I never thought I would have happen. And then he's like, what? And then and then I had to watch it back because he didn't see his face, and I had to explain to him. And I explained to my girlfriend, and she's like, "It's so great that you love some things with such passion." I'm like, I know, it's sad,
Especially
but it's
the
okay.
John Cena thing. What up, Knight Rider? How we doing, big dog? Derelicts unite. Let's fucking go. Vegas dropping people with that draw. Yeah, bro. That draw.
Remember what it was like? What was it, about round 7 or 8? I said that it was gonna be a draw.
Yeah, well, you're like, they're gonna give it to somebody, and the other two guys are gonna score to draw, and that's sure as shit.
I thought they were gonna have like one guy each win, and then the third guy be the draw, and it be a draw, but didn't quite get
No.
it right. But basically,
One of the most insane. Look, people have their opinions on it. I know that the big debate is the kneel, and I'm like, look, I know people are like, oh, it was an equipment issue, or like everybody's posting their rules of the boxing rule book, and they're like, whoa, well, he blah, blah, blah. No, he fucking took a knee, dude. That guy got hit with a punch. Gervonta Davis got hit with a punch, took 2 steps back, dropped down to a knee, goes to his corner, and they're like, no, not a knockdown. Excuse me.
it's kind of crazy when two people had it as a draw, that knockdown makes it a win,
Knockdown gives Lamont Roach the fucking win. So
even if it's by
they're already
split
kind of
decision.
split
Exactly.
decision. And look, they're already kind of going back and forth. Gervonta Davis, if you guys don't follow boxing, he's been talking about retiring. This was going to be his fight, or maybe this is going to be his last fight, or he had one more fight or something like that. Well, after this fight, he gets on the mic afterwards. He's like, oh, well, I'm not retired now. Now I'm going to fight 4 more times. It's like, all right, Gervonta. So he's already pushing for the rematch. Lamont Roach was like, what do you mean pushing for the rematch, motherfucker? I already signed the contract because there's, Gervonta Davis, a lot of those big guys will put the immediate rematch in the clause, just in case they lose. And I guess in this one, it was written in a way that Lamont Roach is able to get I guess there's an immediate rematch on the card. So it's just up to Gervonta Davis to sign the contract. And they've been kind of going back and forth about it all day on Twitter. But man, it was good fight. Like I said, great fight.
It's a solid fight.
Solid fight. You didn't see the big knockout punch. Gervonta Davis, so you're used to watching this guy just KO fucking everybody lately, and he met his match. I mean, this is a guy that comes up in weight. Lamont Roach comes up in weight, fights him, kind of in his backyard, and it's like, it just didn't go. I don't know, man. It was Lamont Roach was up for it, and that guy, and that's one of those fights where obviously the stock of that guy is going to rise no matter what. But it just sucks that he didn't get the win. I mean, it's a typical boxing outcome where it was the big guy didn't win.
That's how I worded it. I said that we were talking while we were watching it together, and it was like, in boxing, for whatever reason, you have to like beat the champion, and if it's anything close, you're not going to get the benefit of the
Look,
doubt.
if you're coming into a boxing fight and you're the challenger, you might as well just pack a pistol. You might have to shoot him because it's just like at this point, it's like what the fuck do you need to do to win a fight? Like, don't get me wrong, Gervonta Davis didn't lose or didn't fight a terrible fight. Look better in the earlier rounds, but my goodness, man. And then he gets out there, he's like, man, I thought I locked up the last few rounds. Just like, man, you definitely lost the last few rounds. Like that's for sure. The tide definitely turned. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do the, you got to beat the champ to be the champ type thing, we can do that. But good fight though, regardless. So if you guys tuned in, obviously, hopefully you didn't put any money on it because, like you said, motherfuckers lost money on that big time. And yeah, it just felt like a typical boxing outcome where it was like, we don't want to get, we know Lamont Roach won that fight, but we don't want to give it to him. So the most we're going to do, because he didn't knock him out, is we're going to give him a draw. We'll give him enough to like get the rematch, and
Yeah.
honestly, and can I be honest with you? I don't feel very good about Lamont Roach going into a rematch. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, can he do that twice? Maybe. But maybe not. I also could have been a case of Gervonta Davis maybe looking over him a little bit. I don't know. Some of those guys are pretty good at correcting that mistake the first time or the second time around. So, hopefully you got to watch the fight. Hopefully you didn't lose any money. But all right, so let's get over to the chamber real quick, and we'll hop into everything else. The chamber, of course, like I said, we watched that. As an OG boxing fan, it's sad to see what the sport's become. UFC is destroying boxing right now. Yeah, and it sucks, dude, because like I'm with you. Like, I mean, I'm an MMA guy. I've always been more of an MMA guy than a boxing guy. But I've always really enjoyed boxing too, and it's like it's hard. It sucks because like it's almost a spectacle nowadays. You know what I mean? It's like when it comes to promoting a better product. No, 100% right. No, I mean I get what you're saying for sure. It's like you especially like the pace of these fucking events. You'll watch a boxing fight and like UFC. When you're watching UFC, like the one fight ends. Sure, there's a little bit of promo and shit in between there, but it's pretty much the next fight up. Let's go, and it's pretty orderly. Boxing, there's concerts and shit in between the fights. There's fucking, I mean, they'll all sit down and watch a movie. It's a goddamn. I mean, and every event's a going out of business sale. You know what I mean? Like there's goddamn fireworks, ring girls everywhere. There's every celebrity you can ever. I don't know. It just seems like it's all more about like, how many celebrities can we pack in here? How gaudy can we make the event? And it's less about like how entertaining and enjoyable this is for the people watching.
You're pretty bang on.
So
Not.
hopefully, I hope boxing gets it together though. I mean, I don't know. It's when you got Canelo, who is, basically in this, he's in talks with Errol. Was it Terrence Crawford? And they're like, this is going to happen, and then it didn't happen. But then he's using Jake Paul fights as like almost like a negotiation tactic. Remember, because he was like, oh, now I'm going to fight Jake Paul in May on Netflix, and then like the next day it was like Terrence Crawford fight sign. It's like I don't know. Boxing is just kind of a silly sport, but
It's so tough because it is wonderful to watch, but it's just like, at least at UFC, you know that if you weigh 170, you're in X division, and there's not three different, like there is, but everybody knows the UFC is the big one. Where like in boxing, there's the WBC and the WBO and the EST of WWE and all this shit, and you just can't keep it straight.
and it's like I think it's like every 5 pounds or something is I don't know. There's so many weight divisions, but yeah, I mean, like I said, love boxing, but Saturday was definitely it kind of sucked for the weight because I mean, man, Lamont Jr. If they would have given that imagine the rematch then. Lamont Roach wins that fight, comes up in weight, beats Gervonta Davis, comes in, beats Tank, and then like the rematch is just even bigger. But the way boxing thinks of it is oh, we'll just throw the draw in there. That's their thing. We'll throw the draw in there, and then we'll have them redo it. And it's just kind of a shame. But all right, so back to Elimination Chamber, real quick. Like I said, great. That probably was my favorite pay-per-view I've seen in a minute, through
It
and
was
through.
just steady. It nothing was like, oh my god, amazing, but it was just really good through the whole thing, which is kind of nice. You didn't have the
Didn't have the up the Nia Jax Trish Stratus. That match was probably my least favorite match, but even that was good. It
but
wasn't bad.
it wasn't offensive. It was just a solid match. That would have been the tiny bit of a dip, and it wasn't that bad of a dip.
Yeah, no,
Nobody
I agree.
botched anything royally. It was just a good, solid match where a 50-year-old woman got out safe. They pushed Tiffy. Nia didn't hurt anybody. Move on.
Yeah, it was a very good, solid WWE event. I said it was good, entertained the entire time. We got Bianca Belair who won the women, so we're gonna get Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
We get to figure out what's happening with Jade when she went and smashed Naomi. Oh, that was
Yeah,
done so beautifully too, where there was like Jade comes out and Liv Morgan looks like she is scared shitless that she is going to be murdered. And then Jade Cargill goes and destroys Naomi, and the crowd starts cheering
and
when they bring
Bianca
out the
Belair's like
stretcher.
screaming from
Yeah,
her pod.
and she played her part so good. She's like looks like she's like lost her dog, watching her dog getting run over and can't do anything about it. Like she did
Yeah,
her
no,
part so good too.
that was good fucking shit. I really enjoyed that. The storytelling was that I thought both the chamber matches were killer. Um, obviously with the second one we've got Cena wins the second one, so we get everybody. We didn't know. I mean, they did a good job with like you went into it thinking, all right, Cena's gonna win this. We had said when Cena lost the Royal Rumble, we're like, they've got to get him. He's going to win the next one. He's going to win one of these big things to go to WrestleMania. So I think we all thought he was going to win, but then halfway through that match, you didn't know. I mean, you're like, are they might do? Is Punk going to get this? Like it was a lot of really not making you think like, and that was the cool thing about these matches. A lot of them you couldn't really tell. A lot of you usually could tell storyline who's going to win, and like the women you didn't know who was going to win, the men you didn't know who was going to win. You had an idea, but not really. Like Bianca, I didn't think she was going to win. You didn't know who was going to win between Kevin and Sammy. It was just kind of like a pretty good, like kept you on your seat pay per view, and
Yeah, like
yeah, obviously Cena wins.
the
They bring
Tiffy
out
one was
Cody.
the Tiffy one was the only one that was pretty cookie cutter. We knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, we knew Tiffy Time was going to win. That broad
Tiffy
is
said.
strapped to a rocket. So, shout out to Tiffy Time. But yeah, man, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, we got Cena. Cena wins it. They bring Cody out. The Rock comes out. And it was cool because, like, I had somewhat, like I said, I had kind of had an idea that Cena was going to turn heel just because I had seen like a picture of him on Twitter. So I kind of had a feeling that it was coming, but I knew Dale had no idea. And at one point, it was fun, like watching Dale. He's like, "Well, I wonder what they're going to do here because I know they're not turning him heel." And then it was like the
You had
Rock
to shut
slits his
up.
throat,
Oh,
and I'm like, "Oh no!" Kicks him in the balls, and then Travis Scott comes in and really. Did you see all the where they're like Travis Scott didn't pull his punches? He just went in there and slapped the fuck out of Cody Rhodes.
yeah. It was like I watched like the next day, and it's like, oh, he fucking just like give him a full fledged punch to the face. Like, good for
Yeah,
you, Travis Scott.
it was kind of awkward the way they did it with him coming out and everything. But I did see the next day. I saw the freeze frame of like when they he really did kind of look like Rodman. Like had like the Rodman look and stuff. So like
Okay, yeah. That makes sense now. I never
so
thought of that.
me
That's
neither.
nice.
And I saw they had a picture of like him and The Rock, and then it had a picture of who was it with him? Who was it with Rodman? But whatever. There's that picture with Rodman's holding the belt for the guy. Was it Mike? Shawn Mike? Or no, that was Tyson.
That Tyson was that
DX.
with the NWO, so it was like Nash or Hogan
It might have
or
been Hogan and
yeah.
and Rodman. So they've all and wrestling's always done that type of stuff. So it was pretty on brand for them to have like a guy come out. But man, what a heel turn! 20 years in the making. People
It
never
was
thought we'd ever see it.
it was like 3 in the morning for me, and I couldn't get to sleep because I'm like, I can't believe they finally did it. Like, and it just like, and then you seen afterwards. Well, I didn't see it after, but the next morning when he went to the press conference and went and fiddled with the old microphone and then picked it up and then dropped it and then walked out like chef's kiss, baby. Oh, you just another beautiful layer added on. Oh yes, just his face too.
It's so funny though because it's still like he's still dressed up like he's about to go visit a hospital,
Yeah. Oh,
but he just got done beating the shit out of old Cody Rhodes.
It's gonna be some fascinating TV. I got Netflix, so me and my son have started watching Brooklyn Nine from the beginning, so that's fun. But I'm going to also watch. I'm probably gonna watch Raw tomorrow, so just because.
Yeah, well, you got to now. My brother's been watching Raw again because it's on Netflix. I'm like, oh, there you go.
Or
So
I'll find.
here's the whole fucking look at this slap.
Oh, so,
Oh,
and
Cody
Cody can't
Rhodes,
do a
dude. That's what he
damn
gets that
thing.
goddamn tattoo. So yeah, pretty wild, dude. I mean, this is something that like, you never thought you were gonna see. And I saw a video today where they were like that really exemplified the long term storytelling of the WWE. If you remember back in the day, like years and years in the early days of John Cena, he had like declared that he would never in his life be the Rock's mouthpiece. And here we are like 20 years later and he's exactly that.
Well, there's a story I haven't like seen it or anything, but he that either the first or the second WrestleMania where him and The Rock fought that had him plans for him to turn heel. They had like a John Cena heel song that he sang ready to go, and then at the 11th hour they changed their mind on turning him heel.
Well, did you see I don't know if it's real, but I did see that there was a WWE they trademarked. Hold on, let me Google. Let me just make sure this is real quick.
What did the five fingers say to the face? Slap. Yes. Well, can you imagine Cody Rhodes and like he's perfectly fine and it gets fucking punched in the face and he can't get up and beat the shit out of Travis Scott?
So they're saying so Fightful Wrestling made a post today, and they're usually they're pretty good about stuff.
Yep.
They said that the WWE has officially trademarked, as everybody knows, John Cena is the kid's favorite, right? Nobody makes more wishes than John Cena. Well, they apparently have copywritten or trademarked Break a Wish.
That's outstanding.
Now, I don't know how real that is, but that is what they reported today, and it was retweeted a few times by but like
That was
I haven't seen anybody else say it.
that's Fightful, so that's Sean Ross Sapp. Yeah, he's pretty bang on with the wrestling
Right.
insider shit. Like obviously every now and then they miss it, but Sean Ross Sapp's one of the guys I would trust a lot more than others.
Break a Wish.
Break a
They're really
wish.
going to fucking go that route with old John
Do
Cena.
you know what? Even if it's for 6 months, he's gonna go and do everything, and it's gonna be fine in the end. It'll blow over, but
Well,
you'll
because you got to think that, like you said, it won't be a very long heel turn. Like it's going to
like
be, he's eventually going to turn back on the Rock. I mean,
yeah.
it's coming.
Is it like Cody wins and then he snaps at the Rock, or maybe he wins the title and then sees his bad ways at SummerSlam? Like yeah, it's max 6 months. It's not going to be very long.
Yeah, I agree. So before we move on from this though, uh give me your predictions on this. Do you think they does he win WrestleMania for one last thing? And like, because we couldn't decide if is it going to be him through 2025, the retirement tour, or is it through WrestleMania type thing? And I would assume at this point it might be through the year. So do they put it on Cena to give him one more big ass win at Mania, and then it wraps up obviously with the long story. Long term, it doesn't make sense to make him the champion. It goes back to Cody, but maybe that's how the face turn happens again.
Yeah, because before it happened, I told you that they could do like the Ric Flair retirement thing, and it's like, this is my last match until I lose, and then you could put over some younger guys, and and then you can draw that story out, and then if he's gonna do it the right way, he can strap a rocket to somebody else. With the with the heel turn, I'm not quite 100% sure because that heel Cena champion intrigues me.
So what do you think? Mania, Cody, who's
I would
who's
say
walking out of Mania with the belt?
I'd say 60-40 John right now. I want to see how like the story plays out, but it's
Yeah,
a
Raw
little
tonight's
better.
going to be big.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than a coin flip. But yeah, I think it depends how they tell the story.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
and
I agree.
how is he just gonna be like fringy and do a couple, or is he just gonna be full fledged fucking badass John Cena with the Rock? Because if that is, oh boy, yes please.
Yeah, I might have to tune when we get out here tonight. I might have to throw on Raw and see what happens tonight. That's definitely a big one. So, if you guys are WWE guys, man, make sure you guys are. I mean, hopefully, if you guys, I'd love to talk WWE guys. So this is where you guys are coming and talk your WWE. If you guys watched, hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I really can't wait to see what we're gonna get from heel Cena. So, all right, let's move on here. So let's get to the three main things we're gonna talk about today. All right, so we got front offices on his way home. He should be here at some point. But we got three main things we want to chat about today. So we got over the weekend. We're seeing a lot of big moves in the NFL, or potential moves going in the NFL. In the last year or so, we've seen some pretty big receivers change teams. We've got potential guys that could change teams coming up. Actually, the Bengals franchise tag T. Higgins again today, which is kind of skeet. So that of course they did because the Bengals are fucking poverty. But we've seen guys like Amari Cooper get traded last year. You saw guys. I mean, you went. Who is that guy that the fucking Cowboys spent like that fifth or that third round pick on? That guy, that like rookie or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah, yeah,
Terrence
yeah,
Marshall or something like that.
yeah.
Um, but this weekend, fifth round pick Deebo Samuels goes to the Commanders. He basically makes it known they're going to help him find a trade, and within days the trade is completed, and he is now in Washington with Scary Terry and Jaden Daniels, which obviously makes this team a little bit scarier. I did see that it was their Super Bowl odds did not increase whatsoever with this move. It was plus 1,400, and I think they're still plus 1,400. Then again, that could have just been a fake ass picture, but. Um, Big weapon. I mean, Deebo. If Deebo can get back in shape and Deebo can stay healthy and Deebo can stay on the field, another weapon for second year Jaden Daniels. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. You go out, you've already got success with, you've built a pretty big rapport with Jaden or with Scary Terry. Best career year for Terry McLaurin this year. Zach Ertz had a resurgence, and then Diami Brown looked nice. So you add Deebo to that. If he can get healthy, pretty good move. Fifth round pick, very low risk, high reward. What did you think
Yeah.
about this? I mean, were you
That's
surprised to see a fifth round pick?
it's funny like talking to my son who's just getting into it, and he's like a fifth round pick doesn't feel like that much. I'm like, no, that's like a you're taking flyers on that guy. Like I would have thought it would have been like a third or a fourth or something like that. It was kind of like
Fifth. I hear you, dude. What's up, playoff? Uh, Yeah, I'm with you too. By the way, Knight Rider, I definitely think that Higgins. I think T Higgins will be traded because I don't think he's going to be happy. But I mean, this is the second year in a row he's gotten the franchise tag, so I do think that we're going to see. It was going to show up. I don't know. Maybe they help and find because if you saw, they also offered a contract to Jamar Chase today, and they remain far apart, is what they said. So, and after this came out, the news came out that they were using the franchise tag on T. Higgins. He made a post. He posted on Instagram. It was like a side-eyed picture of Joey Burrow giving like a what the fuck face and tagged T. Higgins in it. So obviously they're pretty publicly calling out the Bengals now. So who knows what goes on with T. Higgins, but yeah, T. Higgins needs to get the fuck out of there. Come to the Browns. But it is what it is. Maybe the Patriots. I did remember the Patriots were super interested. We take the unders. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. Face the name. There we go. We take the under. We take the under.
Yeah, look at us. We're slowly learning.
We're slowly learning. But yeah, I definitely think T. Higgins will go somewhere. Like the Patriots, I know really wanted him when they were going to go all out for him. So definitely a situation to keep an eye on. But yeah, Deebo, man, 5th round pick. I mean, you got to remember that, what did Amari went for a 5th? Was it a 5th round pick that Amari went for? Because remember they went and got, so the Browns traded a 3rd round pick for him. Or no, we traded a 5th round pick, turned him into a 3rd round pick. That's what it was.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
That's what it was. So it's like, so you got the Bills giving up a 3rd round pick for Amari Cooper, and then you go and get Deebo for a 5th.
And then you could get some, and then whatever you draft with that 3rd, even if he's anything NFL, if he takes one snap, is more than likely better than you get out with your 5th round pick.
So ESPN, here's ESPN's graph or grade on the pick or on the trade. They've got Commanders going to B, 49ers going to B+. So, both good for both teams. They say Samuel's a unique player at his peak. Obviously, Samuel posted a league high 87 yards after catch because that's what he does. The guy is just all yak. I mean, you get the ball in fucking Deebo's hands. The guy's just a brick shithouse on wheels. 21 points higher than every other receiver in ESPN's receiver scores. So Jamar Chase was the next best at 66. Production has declined over their last year, posting absurd. So a couple years ago, he had 1,400 yards in 2021, just great. That was a big year, and he's kind of struggled staying healthy since then. But I mean, yeah, it's good for both sides. I mean, I want to kind of see what they give. I mean, I like it for the Commanders. I don't know if I want to see why they give the 49ers a B+. Considering San Francisco's plethora of wide receivers and $17.6 million cap hit due coming due, is understandable. The team is looking to move on from Samuel, who requested a trade. Washington was a logical candidate to acquire him, of course, blah, blah, blah. It's time for Commanders to flush cap space in year 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there I'm just saying that appears to be a nice fit. So I guess they think that 5th round, I mean, I guess they didn't think 49ers could get much more than that, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess if you're – this is my mountain biking YouTube page, surprising. Let's fucking go. Any news on DK?
Please don't kill yourself while listening to us. Please. Be safe on the mountains.
No news on DK. So they actually came out and said the DK thing wasn't real. They both came out and said that there was no deal being talked there, and that was – but then again, that also could be, bullshit there too. So I do think DK is on the block. I think that I think it would take a nice pick I think it would take a nice offer to get him. I don't think they're like rushing to get rid of DK Metcalf, but I don't think DK Metcalf's as untouchable as he was in years past. I definitely think that they're kind of in a weird spot now, right? Geno Smith is, what do they do? Geno Smith's not getting any younger, but then again, they've also said that the Raiders might, and Pete Carroll might be interested in going and get, having a reunion with Geno. So, what really do they do? You got Drew Lock sitting behind. Is it Drew Lock still sitting behind him up there?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so you don't really know what's so they're kind of in a rough spot because DK's nice, obviously they got great running backs. As Kenneth Walker's a beast, can't stay healthy, but then they got Charbonnet behind him. It's a nice team, but the quarterback position is kind of questionable there. So if DK was like, look, I want to get out of here, I definitely see that. Did I miss you talking? We haven't even talked Slay yet. Nope. But yeah, I heard that was what I'm talking about. Green Bay, there was that trade deadline, and they said or the trade offer, and they said it would take between, it would probably cost them either one of Dontavius Wicks or Romeo Dubes, one of the young guys going back to, and I think that'd be a good trade for both times too. I mean, you get I think a pick would be involved. Seattle get a young guy, and then DK can go get. I mean, that would be nice, dude. Josh Jacobs, DK, Jordan Love, Jordan Reed, or Jaden Reed.
DK sounds good in Green Bay. That might be a piece that they need to keep up with the Vikings and the Lions. Makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely think it says this guy says here. On the other hand, if the Commanders enter the season with Samuel as their number 2 wide receiver, that will be a weakness, and I will think less of the deal. I'll grade it under the assumption that the Commanders jumped at this opportunity with the intention to add another solid receiver later in the offseason, either in free agency or early in the draft. Many potential veterans could be available via trade. So this is what we want to kind of get into here. This is kind of where this trade, him going for a 5th, kind of is interesting because you got, like I said, we just talked about T. Higgins. Chris Godwin, I just saw today that the Bucs are not going to franchise tag him, so Chris Godwin is going to free agency, coming off a big injury. Devontae Adams, obviously, him and the Jets are out. He's going to get the fuck out of there. Cooper Kupp, Diggs, there's all these guys, but Kupp is the one that is interesting to me. What do you think this does? If you're going to go out and get Deebo Samuel for a 5th round pick, what does that do for the market of Cooper Kupp? What do you think he costs them? Because you got to think here, is he a better receiver? Sure. They've both, Triple Crown winner. Obviously a little more high profile, but he's getting older. He's, I had a point now and I totally forgot it, but it's like, he's getting older, but like he's in a situation where he's not going to be a Ram. So it's like, our team's going to be offering big picks. Are they even going to be trying to give this guy? Or are they going to be trying to look? Is this kind of the ballpark, do you think now?
I think you probably could ask for a little more if you're the Rams, but I don't know how much more. Like, when you first started talking about him, like, he's probably like worth a 2nd. But if Deebo's worth a 5th, that like makes me think that Kupp might be like capping out at a 3rd round pick.
I mean,
I don't know.
and like I said, they've played their hand because it's like they already have basically said we're not keeping Cooper Kupp. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so teams might be like, well, we're not going to fucking offer you a 3rd round pick for Cooper Kupp because we know that you're probably just going to cut him, or he's not going to be there. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. I mean, I would definitely give up a 3rd for Cooper, but I mean, you have to he's got to you got to make sure he's healthy, but I mean, you get him to the right team. I mean, imagine he goes to the Commanders. You got Cooper Kupp, Deebo, and Terry McLaurin. That's pretty terrifying. But there's a lot of teams that I think could use Cooper Kupp. And you put him in Denver, put him with your boy Bo Nix. I think that would be nice.
No, that would make me like Bo Nix a little more.
I definitely think that would be nice. Maybe he goes to Atlanta. Michael Penix.
Ooh,
You got your deep threat with fucking Drake London. Obviously, you had Raheem Morris just called out Kyle Pitts today, which is wild. He was like, yeah, some days he looks like he's the best player on the field for us, and the other days he leaves you desiring more. So that could be a spot for him. You got your 2 big guys in Pitts and Drake London. You get a guy that can kind of cut through, because last year they were doing it with the guy with the perm, Ray McLeod. So
right.
I can see Pats or Bucks. Yeah, Pats or Bucks would be good too, especially if they're going to get rid of Godwin. I could definitely see him being in a smaller, the B to Mike Williams. That'd be nice. Or not Mike Williams, Mike Evans. And the Pats, the Patriots just need help, right? They just need all the help they possibly can fucking get. If T. Higgins is actually going to stay and play on the franchise tag, that kind of fucked up, because they were ready to go. They were ready to give it all for T. Higgins. That was a guy that they really wanted. But there's another name, Garrett Wilson's been thrown around too. So, I think that's another name that we could watch out for. I think Garrett Wilson in New York, I think that's a situation that's going to eventually come to a head. But dude, we're going to see a lot of receivers changing teams here. I mean, a lot of big name receivers here. I mean, there is a potential that next year, week 1, you're going to see T. Higgins or Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin. You're going to see all of these guys playing for different teams. And it's like Deebo Samuel.
Wild.
Out of those guys, who would you rather? If you could pick up one of those guys, T. Higgins, Chris Godwin, Devontae, Cooper Kupp, who do you got?
I still think I want Cooper Kupp. I think he's That's a good question. Kupp, Devontae Adams, and who? I got to think this through.
T. Higgins or Godwin. Chris Godwin's in there too. I think I'm taking T. Higgins just because he's young and I think he's a fucking stud.
Yeah,
But
I think he probably
can't
has
go wrong.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. I think he has the the highest ceiling because you got extra years. Cooper Kupp is safe. Godwin's a complete wild card because you think he's going to come back and be fine, but you kind of got to see it. Yeah, no, that's a. My gut says Kupp because I think he's safer, the safest of all of them. But yeah, oh, I'm a Texan fan. Playoff beard. I accidentally became a. I didn't get into the NFL till like 2000s, and when I got an American Dish, and then I fell in love with David Carr at Fresno State, and then the Texans reformed, or Houston got an NFL team again in 2002, and I just graduated from high school, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to cheer for a sports team from day one? And that is how I became a poor Texan fan.
Yeah, I think I would go Higgins too. So the guy we were talking about a minute ago too, the Cowboys, Jonathan Mingo was who I was thinking of.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Fourth round pick for Jonathan Mingo. That's because Jerry Jones has fucking Alzheimer's. Yeah, what an idiot.
Oh boy, yeah, I forgot about that.
What
Good
a
old
fucking
Jerry Jones.
idiot, dude. So yeah, it says trade cannot be processed till the new year league begins, which is when is that?
Should be rolling around the corner
March 12th.
Right, March 12th, nice.
So March
14,
12th is when they'll be able to
Wednesday.
to finalize the Deebo trade. But yeah, big pickup for them, man. He's sharing targets with Chase Matt. Dude, I agree. I'm a Browns guy, a Browns fan. I hate I hate the Bengals, but I love if Burrow, Higgins, and Chase is just so nasty. And yeah, if you could just get T. Higgins out of the shadow of Jamar Chase, that guy, big body receiver, go up and get it, man. And what a weapon for Drake May if they were able to go out and get him.
May I
But
give you a
yeah,
basketball update, sir?
yes.
You remember how Eastern Kentucky was up by 11 at the end of the first half?
Oh, very nice.
They're down by 3.
I see that.
But Queen Charlotte against Florida Gulf Coast, because I have to make sure you learn more about college basketball. They are pulling away. They're up by 7.
Up
with
by
8 minutes
7,
left.
baby. Let's go.
That's
Eastern Kentucky, get your shit together.
Yeah, come on, Colonels of East. They're actually the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky, if you can
The
believe
Colonels of Eastern Kentucky. We need them to get their shit together. Down 4.
I believe
If we hit
Jacksonville
3-0 today, bait, we go 9-0, 2 days in a row. I might smoke crack live on YouTube tonight.
Get on there.
Yep.
The Jacksonville is also the Dolphins.
The Jacksonville well, fuck the Jacksonville Dolphins, dude.
Yeah,
we need them to get their shit kicked in.
We need the Eastern Kentucky Colonels.
I want them to Ace Ventura that fucking dolphin, dude. Kidnap it.
Oh, now you make me want to watch the original Ace Ventura. Oh, what a blast.
What a blast
and
from the
UCLA
past.
tonight.
What a blast from the past, huh?
Oh, yes. And then we got UCLA in like half an hour. So I thought I'd just keep you updated. I will let you know when those games go final. They'll be during the stream. So sorry to interrupt.
1 hour ago, Dov Kleiman, who obviously you don't know if you can trust 100%, but he is usually pretty right, says an hour ago, Jets have decided to cut Devontae Adams, and it could likely happen sometime this week. So, and honestly, the best thing that Devontae Adams can do is not follow Aaron Rodgers. You guys could use Kupp as Sam Laporta on the block, KFCU. Let's get it going. Yeah, I don't know if Sam Laporta is on the block. Is he? I mean, I think he's a cheap absolute hoss. So I would think that one down year, I think he'd probably, it'd be pretty crazy for them to move on from Laporta, but maybe. I did see that Darius Slay today said that, so Darius Slay got cut today. If you guys didn't see, Eagles cut Darius Slay, and he was on, I believe he went on the Amon-Ra St. Brown, that podcast that he's on. Oh, what's he want?
The Hay Kid tried to break it again.
What'd he do? Oh, what'd he say?
He literally came in and said, Hey, do you know that the Eagles just released Darius Slay?
And yet that's on your screen right now.
It's right on the screen right now.
Sorry, bud.
You missed it.
Yeah!
Taden won. Nick won. Good try. Good job,
Go
though.
get in the shower.
Yeah. No, he just took a sip
Yeah.
of my Coke and spilled it everywhere like a legend.
Nice, dude. Real sick. Clean it up.
Well,
See you-
you
see you
didn't
for-
give me a Coke. So
See
I'm
you
gonna
in
sip
45. Get out of here.
You're fucking it up,
Now,
hey kid.
Actually,
Ouch.
it is 6:45. So if we
Ouch.
do the math, oh my
Yep.
God,
Yep, bath time.
Sorry.
So yeah, so Darius Slay goes on no, that's all right, dude. He's our insider, dude.
He did break Cooper Cup wanting a trade.
Did break the Cooper Cup, dude. That was pretty sick. But yeah, no, Darius Slay, he goes on old Amon Ra. I'm Mr. Amon Ra. I can name every wide receiver drafted ahead of me, St. Brown, aka the corniest shit I have ever heard. To talk about a guy, and we're gonna get to Darius, but this is just Nick fucking veering off into a rant right here. But Jesus Christ, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I love him, right? As far as a player, there might not be a softer than baby shit human off the field. I mean, you're talking about a guy who it's just nothing's ever good enough for the guy. And then it's like, why are we still talking about these guys that are drafted ahead of you, Amon-Ra? Like 99% of them, they know they're not shit. You know why? Because they're watching you every Sunday. We're talking about you're losing sleep over guys who are nobodies. Okay.
There is no problem with you having that, like, to look at every now and then, to have that chip on your shoulder. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you need to bring it up every time that you pass Larry Curly and Mo and they're not in the league anymore, you could say that like once, maybe twice a year to yourself. The world doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, man, I'm still pissed off about that. It's like, well, Amon-Ra, don't be. Okay. You've got it all. You won.
Oh, yeah, don't tell my son he's the new Adam Scheffner. That would only bring on good things.
We've got some stuff brewing for the Hey Kid.
The
come
Hey Kid
in the NFL season.
The Hey Kid.
So we're going to be incorporating.
The Hey Kid was trying to tell me who was going to make the playoffs this year. The Hey Kid is already getting ready for NFL season, and we're not even at the draft.
Not even at the draft. My boy's going to be the new. He's going to be our new Adam Schefter. Speaking of the draft, look at I just went and picked up yesterday. I got to give this to McDubs.
Ooh,
he's out of town.
Come on, McDubs. You're not allowed to be out of town ever. Oh, look at that.
That's a real belt.
Who'd you have to get? Who won it the previous year? Because I actually don't know. Or I should know, but I can't remember.
Ermin, this guy, a Big Perk's friend, Erm.
Oh, okay. I don't know Erm. Well, indirectly don't know Erm. That is nice.
I can't wait to win this bitch so I can because I'm going to walk around like a WWE champion.
Absolutely.
Like I'm going to walk into like a dinner at like the pasta house like this.
Okay, can I give you like the most ridiculous idea? Win your fucking fantasy football league this year and then walk into your wedding with the belt.
I'm telling you, dude.
And Shan will love you forever.
They will never know what happened. Look at this.
Damn. That's not fucking around. Good job.
That's a real belt, baby.
How many years is your Dynasty League now into? 4?
This is the 5th. We're going into the 5th year.
Right. Okay.
And we had a little dog shit trophy. But the guy who won this thing this year, he's a second-time winner. It was called the Cole Beasley Memorial Trophy. And we named it that when Cole Beasley was like super anti like vaccine. Remember, he was like going full Republican on the vaccine.
Yep.
And we're like, fuck Cole Beasley. Let's name our trophy after that piece of shit, that redneck. So we did. We named it the Cole Beasley Memorial Trophy. And he lost it while he moved, so we had to replace it. So we literally had a trophy for the first year. The guy lost it, so we had to go out and get this belt. And obviously, we've upgraded. This belt is the shit. Need that for our fantasy football league, dude. I'm telling you. I'll see if I can find link where we bought this, and I'll send it to you. It's like like $100, $150. I mean,
But everybody can pitch in an extra $15 for
yeah. I think I'm
$20
pretty
for the
sure
year.
the way we did it, I think everybody just paid like $5.
Yeah,
in the league.
exactly. Like who cares if it's like an extra $10 for the year just so that thing is around? And I don't want to give big perk ideas, but if he wants to Shawn Michaels that bitch, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for sure, absolutely. Play a good guitar, dude. Well, that's the thing. Like I can't carry it around too much because I feel like I'm jinxing myself. I haven't earned it. You send me the specs on that for my. Send me the specs on that for mine. Yeah, I'll send you the. I guess I gotta find it, and I will. But anyway, before I take Darius Slay off the thing, I keep bringing. I brought him up, and I keep saying I'm Ross St. Brown's podcast, and then I don't say what my point is because that's what we do here. I just talk and lose my train of thought, but. He said that if he wants to play one more year, so he's pretty much saying that he's only got 1 year left. He wants to play it, and he doesn't want to go anywhere. If it's not going to be in Philly, he would like to go back to Detroit and play one more year in Detroit. So, maybe a reunion is in the card for old Big Play Slay in Detroit, and I'm sure that Detroit could find. I'm sure if he signed, he got released today, so I'm assuming he could sign a pretty cheap contract with with Detroit and go back home. And they seem like the guy. I follow him and his wife on Twitter, and they both seem like pretty big, like they want to be in a place that they feel home. So I don't see them going anywhere other than obviously if they don't want him, he'll go somewhere. But would be pretty cool to see Darius Slay go back to the Lions.
Absolutely.
All right, boys. Well, we're gonna just move on because I thought that front office would be here at this point, but he's always on some bullshit. He never been here to start a show. Last 6 months? Just sick of him. Well, let's talk about. We'll get into Sammy because I think he's gonna want to talk about Rob Manfred and the other thing I'm gonna talk about. So let's talk about Sammy Sosa. So if you guys didn't see, Sammy Sosa, who actually does not look like a white guy anymore, which is fucking crazy.
Good job,
Sammy Sosa has... I don't think I've ever seen someone do the reverse. It's amazing. Sammy Sosa turned into a white guy. Sammy Sosa is no longer a white guy. It's fucking crazy. But sadly, he's kind of been like, since the steroid era, Sammy Sosa has basically been kind of... There he is. Like, he's not all the way back, but that's about as Sammy Sosa is going to get. Kind of just been alienated from them since the cork bat. The guy's not really a good guy. Definitely cut corners when he could. But an all-time great home run hitter. Steroid era. You know how I feel about it. I think you should put all those guys in the fucking Hall of Fame. I think that's a part of MLB history, and I just think that. Be real. There was never a better time in baseball. So fuck you if you think there wasn't. And, and when it comes to Barry Bonds, again, you could take away all his steroid stats. The guy's still a goddamn Hall of Famer. So, but Sammy, sadly, has not been with the Cubs. It's been, 20 years? I want to say about 20 years since the steroid era.
Yeah, both
about 03, 04. Well, because when was the 98 was the home run race.
Home run. And then Alex Rodriguez got busted in 2004. Something. Yeah, it'd be around 20 years.
Yeah, it's been about and honestly probably a little over that because they said 98 and then they went a little bit longer obviously and it did. But yeah, and he wasn't even a Cub when he retired, was he? Didn't he go somewhere else?
He went.
Is he a White Sox?
I think he was. I know my computer's going to die right here, but
Hold on. I'll look for it because I know.
It's time for Baseball Reference with my favorite thing in the world.
Sammy Sosa. He's actually a White Sox first. I'm an idiot. He was a White Sox first. Texas, Chicago, White Sox, Cubs forever, Baltimore for 1 year. That's what he was. Nope. And then Texas. He went to Baltimore. At 36, he might have left for a year because in 07, he went to Texas. So,
I knew he was in Texas for a cup of coffee back in the day. The more you know. I forgot he was in Baltimore, but now you say that, I can picture that.
Yeah, me too. Yes, and they wish the ratings were back then. Absolutely. I mean, it people can bitch about the steroid era all they want, but they watched. You know,
Well,
they
you
watched.
you think of the '94 strike and how it crippled baseball, and they don't have that home run chase reopened up baseball again. It made everybody watch again.
I was at Busch Stadium for Big Mac's 62nd.
Really,
My mom had
little
season tickets.
Nicky.
My mom had through her job had season tickets when I was a kid, and like we had her company seats were right behind home base. So, but it was right underneath the second level. So we were first level underneath like the seats above us.
Okay,
It was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool. So she had a spot in the garage across, back in the day. So we would go to the games, and yeah, I was there for 62nd, the one that went right over the wall.
Damn, look at
Look at me
you.
go. Look at
You
me,
never
dude.
told baseball nerd Dale that story?
Yeah,
Jesus.
sometimes I just, dude, I've done a lot of drugs, Dale. So
Yeah, it's all
I
good.
forget a lot of things that happened before I was 18.
That's fair enough.
A lot.
But you were there. That's pretty fucking cool.
I was there for that. There was a time, and this is a real. I used to tell, like, this will tell you. I used to think that for years I thought that Fernando Tatis hit those 2 grand slams in one inning in St. Louis. He didn't do that.
It was in L.A.
It was in LA. And I remember, like, I just, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, that's one of those things that you have just in years have flipped.
Yeah, made yourself believe the story until the story was like put into your face. I'm like,
And I was
no, you're
like,
wrong,
no, he
asshole.
didn't do that in St. Louis, did he? So, but anyway, so Sammy Sosa has basically been since he left the Cubs, he has been no one. You don't see him you don't see him at spring training. You don't see him brought in. He's not celebrated. Nothing. I mean, he has basically not been around the Chicago Cubs since he left the MLB, and he's basically been disgraced. I mean, like I said, the his skin thing that was weird. And he kind of had some. I mean, didn't he have some money issues? MLB probably planned steroid air for more ratings. Now I'm digging into the bet. Yeah, I mean, honestly, probably. They juice balls. So, was that a
Just
couple
think
years
the
ago? They're
long
talking about
ball.
juicing baseballs. But yeah, so Sammy Sosa, I believe he had some issues with money. I mean, the guy's not a very good guy. So I since his baseball years, like I said, he's not been very celebrated by the Cubs, which is sad because even though he's not a good guy, he was an all-time great Cub, and you want to see him you want to see him brought in and celebrated and have a Sammy Sosa fucking bobblehead day.
Mhm.
It's one of those things. So it's good to see this. So it seems that I don't know. Have you heard anything? Have you seen this, right?
Yeah,
So it looks like Sammy Sosa wearing uniform first time, smiling, laughing. So I guess he's just in. I don't think he's got a role with them, right? He's just kind
he's
of
probably like one of those
visiting.
spring, yeah, like a spring training special code. Go talk to the young guys, do a little thing, like make everybody laugh, talk a little baseball. Yeah, nothing serious, but
Well, it says he's still pleasant, but now seems uncomfortable. Is smiling and laughing during the morning conversation, but the subject changes and his mood switches. So it looks like he is like still not wanting to talk about things. He goes, he's still pleasant, but still uncomfortable. He shuffles his feet, lowers his head. Man, I don't really want to go that route. Not now. That's a very delicate route, Sosa says. You know what I mean? But come on, nobody was blind. He says steroid PED ties and suspicions prevented Sosa from being voted into the Hall of Fame like Bonds and Clemens. He says, I believe in time. Nobody's perfect. Time will heal all wounds. I really believe that one day the door will be open for us. McGuire, who was like, yeah, I'm not here to talk about the past. Fucking big head. Fuck. There's nothing illegal about it. So he says there was only testing. There was no testing at that time. So, I mean, obviously, I wish these guys would just come out and be like, yeah, we steroided. But, like the Rafael Palmeiros of the world.
yeah.
But Sosa,
Where
yeah, I mean, so it looks like, it's good to see him. He says Sosa has never admitted to steroid use, only for past mistakes, apologizing to the Cubs in December, and the club welcomed him back into the organization. He was elected into their Hall of Fame in January. So you got to love that. I mean, that's cool. He finally, I was assuming that behind closed doors, he probably had to tell them, and he did use some steroids and apologize.
Well, it's one of those things too. Like nobody remembers that Andy Pettit was on the initial steroid list, and all Andy Pettit said was, "Yep, I was on rehab. I took it 3 times." Obviously, he took it more, but that doesn't matter. He at least owned up to doing it. And everybody loves Andy Pettitte. I think he's a dickhead, but maybe it's because I really don't like the Yankees. But at least he owned up to it, and he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. The other argument is David Ortiz. David Ortiz was on the first list of all the people. He legitimately has failed an MLB drug test when he was in Minnesota. But because he's such a fun, lovable guy and he hits homers.
Because he walks out there and says, "This is my fucking city," after the Boston Marathon bombing. Shut up, David Ortiz, you fathead fuck.
But that's exactly how it worked. So
yeah, no, you're right. But he says, he said, so it looks like Sosa was, it's so funny that he won't just, so he says, I read Mark's interview. I agree with what he said. There was no testing. There was no rules. Wouldn't break any laws. So you might as well just admit that you've taken steroids. It's like he just doesn't want to say the words, I took steroids.
Yeah. Like you could at least look, A-Rod at least admitted it.
And we all still hate A-Rod. That didn't do anything for A-Rod. A-Rod, I don't like A-Rod any more than I don't think I could like A-Rod. But he says, if truth be told, PEDs were nearly as common as chewing tobacco. There was a few front office executives and managers who actually encouraged some players to take PEDs. And if you traded or signed a free agent who is using PEDs, you certainly did not want them to stop. As one GM says, that was the worst. I signed a guy that I knew was on this stuff, and once we got him, he stopped using it. And it helped cost me my job.
Damn, I would love to know who that front office guy was because that's outstanding.
That is good shit. He says, perhaps the best way to pave their entrance into Cooperstown, it was suggested to Sosa would be for a current Hall of Fame to admit PED at use. The Hall of Fame can't strip them of their honor. The writers can't revote. Those players are enshrined forever. So it would have to be, they would, so it would have to, he's saying that basically somebody that is regarded as a non-steroid user and in right now would have to come out and say, well, actually, I was a steroid user, and I think that might knock down some walls. But then again, I don't know. But again, I guess they are, what do you think about that? I mean, do you think that would change anything?
God, it's a great segue into the other part. So I think is what's going to happen, and the other part is we'll talk about Pete Rose a little bit, but I believe the same basis idea. Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame. One of the lines on his thing is say that he used PEDs. Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, say that he broke the rule and bet on baseball. Just put it on the plaque so that when you and me go to Cooperstown, we can read how Pete Rose was one of the greatest hitters of all time, but he made a really fucking bad mistake. The cardinal mistake in rule in baseball. Like when I work for the Jays, it's in English and Spanish. It's fucking posted that you cannot not see it. So yeah, I think that's what it's ultimately going to come to. Just, yeah, Barry Bonds was like hit the most home runs. Maybe had the greatest season of all time. One of my favorite things to do, and I think I've told you this, is to go to Baseball Reference and look at the Barry Bonds 73 home run season. He was almost 3 times better than the average major league call-up.
It was disgusting.
His OPS plus that year was 273, and an average major league call-up is 100. Like he was almost 3 times better than
That's
the
fucking
average
stupid.
major league. Oh, I know. It's like the thing, and I know I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry if I'm going to say this again, but when Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs, he basically got 1 pitch a week that he could hit to the moon. Nope, other side. He hit it to the fucking moon every goddamn fucking time. Every time. Like, guys didn't want to give up home runs, and he would just get 1 pitch a week that, like,
I think I was getting intentionally walked to the bases loaded.
That was like when that happened, that was the first time in 80 years that somebody intentionally walked somebody with the bases loaded.
Like, I would rather just give up the run than even attempt to throw him the ball.
I remember watching that game, and the Marlins were up by 7 or 6, and they just were like, we're going to give up the run because we don't want the pitch to go across the plate, and him now make it a 2-run game. So
yeah, dude, Barry Bonds is.
Don't
get me wrong, I hated Barry Bonds when he was a player. Like, I was like, oh, fuck Barry Bonds. But part of growing up is realizing that Barry Bonds is probably the best baseball player that's ever stepped foot on the. But I mean, like we've talked about this in the past, like they got to do something because I mean, you got these MLB players, and it's like how many of your all-time leaders are you not going to have in your fucking thing? I mean, we've already got the all-time hits leader, not there. The all-time home run leader, not there. It's like how many fucking stats are not going to have their leader in the Hall of Fame because you have.
Like Mickey Mantle and those guys were doing speed all the time back in the day. Like, it just exactly. It's just one of those things where it's just like I don't think it needs to be on there, but I think that's probably ultimately what'll be the middle ground. Like,
Well, aren't they coming out with a wing too, a contemporary wing or something?
Oh, that would be. I didn't know that, but that would be interesting.
I thought they were coming out with like a steroid wing or something, not like a ring, but like a. Hang on, MLB.
Like a way to put the bat or badge on. Like, I don't know. I think it's Pete Rose is a piece of shit, human wise. Pete Rose is probably one of the 10 best baseball players of all time. He deserves to be in for what he did on the field. Yeah, he fucked up away from the field, but he shouldn't. He should be in there for what he did on the field. And my ultimate, because I haven't got any more Nelson Ty Cobb stories. I'll have to ask him about the next one. But, Ty Cobb's in there and he beat a midget up in the stands. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, the one guy killed his dad. Did you just say that?
Yeah, that was the Ty. Those were the Ty Cobb stories I was telling you. Yeah, he killed his dad because he found his dad with another man in the 1910s and 20s.
You hear that, guys? Ty Cobb killed his gay dad, and he's in the fucking Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Okay? Killed his gay father, put him in the Hall of Fame.
Acquitted, but yeah, different times.
Pete Rose, clearly the best hitter of all time.
Yep.
And they're going to... Okay, so let's get into that. So, like I said, that's our final thing. Front office is just going to have to jump in here and fucking do his thing. But that's the final thing we're going to talk about today. So, Pete Rose... After they waited till this man died, okay? They waited till he died. And then Trump, who I think it's funny that, we're not going to get it political, but, we vote Trump in and, like, he's worried about the most childish shit. Like, why is Pete Rose even on his plate right now? It's like, we're changing bodies of water to the fucking Gulf of America. We're fucking,
I didn't know that. That's outstanding.
You didn't know that?
No, that's
so the Gulf of Mexico in the United States has been renamed the Gulf of America, and on all of our maps it has the Gulf of America. Like, they've taken Gulf. He signed an order to rename it, and obviously no one outside here acknowledges it. But
I didn't know that.
But the Gulf, it is no longer the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America.
So, and Canadians just boo the American national anthem.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And you just make every atlas and world map have to change. Good job.
And you know what else isn't better? Egg prices. Our egg prices are still skyrocketing through the ass right now. So it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. He hasn't fixed anything.
For a dozen eggs is $12 or $12.
It's not. It might be more than that. I don't even know. Shan grocery shop. I pay all the bills. Cheap grocery shops. I said, don't even tell me what you paid for eggs. I don't want to know. It makes me fucking sick. But he hasn't fixed anything at all. And now we've got the Tate brothers in the United States. He's like, I don't know. We're not getting political, but
yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
out of all the things that he could be fixing right now, we're on. Well, maybe we should pardon Pete Rose. Okay, well, that's cool, and I agree with you. But like, did we have to wait till the guy keeled over and died? And now we've got Rob Manfred, who is second to Hitler, okay? Like Hitler is 1, Rob Manfred 2. Okay? Like, he's a Nazi fuck. He hates baseball. He's a guy that runs the sport of baseball and he doesn't like it. Okay? So this guy goes, "Oh, okay. I guess we'll mull over whether we want to remove Rose from the ineligible list." And that's cool, but for what? So he can fucking march his daughters up there or something, and have them hold up the award that he should have gotten, that he fucking, I mean, that guy was even on MLB. We paraded that guy onto Fox Sports 1 and let him be an analyst and still said, we're going to let you commentate on the game, work for the game, get paid by the game or a network to cover the game, but we're not going to put you in the Hall of Fame. We're not going to forgive you for betting on the game. We're not going to acknowledge that you're the greatest, you're the greatest contact hitter of all time.
Yep. Yeah.
How do you feel about? So how do you're obviously been around. You're older than I am, and you've been fighting the good fight on this guy for a long time. What do you think about this? Do you think this means anything? I mean, is it good that they're doing this, or do you think it's too little, too late?
If you're gonna do it while he was alive. Like again, Pete Rose, like you said, probably the greatest. Him and Ichiro, that's a fun argument. Who is the better contact?
Or Tony
hitter of all
Gwynn.
time? Oh, Tony Gwynn. I have to send you a Tony Gwynn stat that's fucking ridiculous.
You think he's better than Pete Rose?
Ooh.
Personally, I think I would put him over Ichiro Gwynn, but I don't know.
I would have Ichiro over Gwynn. Oh God, I gotta think on that.
Who played
didn't get to
longer?
see-
Did
I- he
Ichiro play
did-
longer than Gwynn?
Yeah, and the one of the arguments is that Ichiro has like 1,500 of his hits in Japan, which some people don't want to acknowledge. He still has his 3,000 hits in MLB, but
Right.
so, and some people, the argument is that the Japanese league is probably equivalent to the AAA in the States with some really good players, when like the Shohei Otanis and Rusei Sasaki's and all those, and Hideki Nomo and all those guys that kind of
Hideki Nomo?
Yeah, I pulled a Hideki Nomo reference.
Hideki Nomo?
I
What a
love that
fucking
pitch.
guy that guy was. What a fucking what a pull that was.
I know. I don't know why Hideki Nomo was trying to think of some of the other ones, but Hideki Nomo was the one that came out. Look at me go.
I love it though. Hell yeah.
But yeah.
By the
so
way, your Eastern Kentucky lost, and it looks like QUC is about to lock this up. By the way,
the plus 170 makes pretty much makes the day even if UCLA doesn't win. It makes it profitable if we do. So
it's over. 71-65, tied 11-11 in UCLA. So keep going
Nice.
on the Pete Rose. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. My phone or my computer literally died, so I was going to ask you anyways. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think it's great that they're doing it. Like you said, there's a lot bigger problems in the United States that Mr. Trump should be looking at. Not getting political either, but being realistic. But it's sad that he doesn't get that moment in Cooperstown. He deserved, even though I don't like him as a human being, he deserved that moment for the player that he was. And I can respect that. Because I've got to the point, I'm an old man now. I can go.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
40. I know. I'll be 41 in 2 days. The Mariano Rivera is the perfect example for me. Broke my heart being a Blue Jays fan, watching him close all the fucking time. Hate his guts. The stuff now makes me hate him more. We won't get into that. But I can respect what he now that I'm older, I can respect what he's done on the baseball field. Same with Derek Jeter. I'm not a Derek Jeter fan.
Yeah, fuck Derek Jeter. Dude, look, let me tell you right now, if Derek Jeter played in Minnesota, we wouldn't talk about him. That's if Derek Jeter wasn't a New York Yankee and didn't fall into and didn't make that one goddamn play at home, we wouldn't even be talking about, because when he jumped into the crowd, didn't even have to do that. But we're not going to get into it because, like I said, I could already feel myself like hard right turning down the road of Derek Jeter right now, and I don't want to do that because fuck you, Derek Jeter. Like
Knight Rider, that sounds like a very slow July podcast where we can go down that. When baseball's really grinding and we don't got a lot going on, that's where me and Nick will go down those fun
I love
things.
it. SGA 28 points in the first half, MVP baby. Let's fucking go. Your little friendly old Canadian SGA 28 in the first hizzy.
Canadian.
Love him. He's the face of the league, not Jason Tatum. I love that everybody's pissed off about that, but whatever. But yeah, I'm with you. What were you just saying though? It's like 2 seconds ago.
It was like basically it's sad that he doesn't get hit, even though I think he's a very
Oh
deplorable.
no, my bad. Now Derek Jeter. So that's what I say. Yeah, but we went to Derek Jeter.
Yeah. He's just overrated.
I do think that Derek Jeter hitting that bomb for his 3,000th hit was sick. I will give him that.
Oh, yeah,
that was
absolutely.
sick at Yankee Stadium. That was dope as fuck.
When he we're going down that we'll go down there quickly. When Derek Jeter hit the walk off in his last game at Yankee Stadium, like I have goosebumps right now remembering, and Michael K calling it, and it's just like, of course Derek Jeter gets that.
I hate it.
Like why? It's like so cool. Like it is like a fairy tale. It is.
Dude, fuck him. And then I played the MLB The Show religiously last year, and it was like, he's like, "This is your players club." Have you ever seen that commercial where it's like Jazz Chisholm's calling him? He's like, "This is your players club," or whatever. And he's like the guy behind the phone. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Derek. But yeah, we'll get on Derek Jeter one other day. But
yeah, that's put in the reserve podcast.
We'll tuck that one away.
Yeah,
that
one's what is real slow.
Pete Rose, man, though. So this is what Trump says about Pete Rose. So he died last year, obviously 83 years old. I mean, lived a long life. I mean, a long, bitter life. But Jesus Christ, 83 years old, and here we are. Not even when did he die last year? I mean, I don't even think we're a year away. But I don't know. Over the next few weeks, I'll be signing a complete pardon of Pete Rose, who shouldn't have been gambling on baseball.
There you go.
But only bet on his team winning, Trump posted on True Social. He never betted against himself or any other team. He had the most hits by far in baseball history, won more games than anyone in sports history. Did not say when the pardon would cover. Did not say what the pardon would cover. So that was what Trump said about him. Manfred says the commissioner was respectful, gracious. Oh no! So this is so right now the person working on this right now is his oldest daughter, Fawn Rose. Jeffrey Lenikoff, who is his lawyer, who represented him all of it till his death. So he died in late September. So it's not even close to a goddamn year he's been gone. And this is disgusting. Said he filed the reinstatement petition after he and Fawn Rose, the oldest daughter of Pete Rose, met with Manfred, aka Adolph Manfred, and MLB spokesman Pat Courtney in the commissioner's office on December 17th. Commissioner was respectful, gracious, and actively participated in productive discussions regarding removing Pete Rose from the ineligible list. Lenikoff said of the 1 hour meeting, he said he's seeking Rose's removal from the MLB bans list for betting on baseball so that we could seek induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, which had long been his desire and is now being sought posthumously. Jesus Christ, I can't by his family. So yeah, I mean, it just sucks that his daughter has to go out and get this for him, but
yeah,
better late than never, I guess. I mean, it is kind of too late too little too late, but I mean, Pete Rose has to be there at some point. So, we might as well just own up to the mistake, say we fucked him while he was alive. Yeah, we know he's a piece of garbage. We get it, but doesn't matter, Barry Bonds is also one of the biggest cocksuckers in the world, too. But guess what?
He should be in there, too.
So it is what it is. I was really hoping that the front office would be here. I knew he had something, but,
He obviously would have had some good insights on that. So, I was going to tell you. You remember when you told me not to bet on the World Baseball Classic today?
Did you?
Okay, so Germany and Brazil are playing it. So the World Baseball Classic, just for you people that don't know, is playing their last qualifier in beautiful Tucson, Arizona. And it's Colombia, Brazil, Germany, and China playing for it. Anyway, so I took Nick's thing and not going to bet it. And then Germany leaves the bases loaded in the first. And two on in the second and 2 on in the third. And Dale's like, Brazil, click. And they won 9-7, so it felt good.
You live bet?
I live bet Brazil. It was like minus 130, nothing exciting.
Are there games on right now? Going on right now?
The Colombia-China game is on right now. I believe it's free on MLB. I know I have my MLB package, so I don't know if it's free for everybody or not, but tomorrow I will be, so I literally did a little college basketball research and was watching baseball. It was a great
When's
day.
your break start?
It started today. Today was my first day off, so
So you were
I
off
will.
today.
Yeah, so I didn't do anything today. I will. There will be cleaning and some other stuff like this weekend. I'll be going to see the old lady and some of that stuff, and yeah, there'll be the plans of a long stream next week will happen next week, and
Yeah, we'll get you set up on here, and we'll get that
yeah,
figured out so you can get you streaming and stuff. I had to live bet Shea for 50 points. Oh, let's fucking go.
oof, yeah, that's
28
at
in the
least
first half.
he's definitely on pace.
Who are they
they're
playing?
in? That's what I was gonna say. They Atlanta? No, not Atlanta tonight.
Oh, look, front office jumped on to say bye.
Hi, buddy.
Jumped on to say goodbye.
Is he gonna say anything?
Oh my god.
Oh wow, what a guy trying to break my eardrums too.
Holy shit.
Beaker, relax.
OKC's playing the Rockets. Damn, they're only up 1.
Wow.
28 points in the first half. They're only up 1.
Oops. It's all good. I'll be firing some poker up. I didn't fire up the poker today, so I'll fire up the poker tomorrow. Okay, are you gonna kill my ears again? Front
Jesus
office?
Christ, did you fix whatever that was? Oh, no he didn't. No he didn't. All static. All static.
Eject. Hit eject. Hit eject. You make fun of me with sounding
Ear
like
grape,
I used to
ear
have a
grape.
period. No means no, front office. No means no, even for ears.
So Jalen Green's got 14. Which Chet? Jesus Christ, Shai's got. Look at the stat line. So 7, 7, 4 stat. Shai's got 32. 7 to 7, 3 of 4 from 3. He's taken 17 shots already. So he's just
17
balling.
Wow.
I don't even know who
17.
Cason Wallace is. He's got 10. Oh fuck! No! No! No!
No, Daddy, no. No.
Not
No.
better. Not better. Daddy Chow.
Daddy, no.
Daddy Chow. Dude, if he hits 50 under, that's gonna be sick as shit.
Wow. So like he
They're pulling
we
away
could-
now, up 7.
I got like 5 minutes before I head out, so I'll just
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna
make a
wrap
random
this up.
question. Yeah, but I'm just gonna randomly ask you. So who is the best player in basketball right now? Is it Shea Gilgeous-Alexander?
LeBron James.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah.
But yeah, I think Shai Gilgeous better win fucking MVP. He's got to.
Who would you strap saying that LeBron is going to be retiring in the next year or 2 or whatever? Who should they push to be put a rocket to, since we like to use that term, since we were talking wrestling earlier? Is it Shea?
I think it is. I mean, it's Shea or I think there's. I mean, Giannis. I still think could be the guy. I mean, I think there's guys like that. I think Giannis and
It's somebody with a little bit of personality too, right?
yeah, I think Giannis. My pick would still be him. I still think he's young. I still think he's that good. You know, I don't know. Shea Gilgeous is fucking. I love him. I think he's just everything that's right with basketball. He plays with the right. I mean, they call him a fucking free throw merchant, but you know, he's just a sly cat. So who would you? How about you?
That's a really close one. I understand the appeal more to Giannis. I think Shea might have a little more personality to him. You know, if you really basketball is growing up here for sure. Jokic is another good one. I think it just depends on how you want your brand to be. Like, you know, they're both international, which is kind of different for the US, but I don't think you have a bad option.
There you go.
Oh,
You fixed
Sorry,
it just in time
continue.
to say goodbye.
Oh, what a guy!
oh, are we in? Fuck.
It's
Yeah,
all
we're
good.
ending. That's why I
Well,
texted you. We're ending. He's got to get going. We kind
Alright.
of covered our topics.
Hey, front office, have you been to Tucson, Arizona, where the world?
Yeah, I've been to Tucson's airport. Does that count?
technically, unfortunately, yes, by the rules of this game, you were in the city of Tucson, Arizona. So,
Check.
fuck. Damn it. Now I'll get another one next time.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you, Dale. Please continue.
Oh no, it's all good. No, I'm getting ready to head out right away. I was just
Yeah,
was,
so
well,
he's got to
I'm
get
asking you,
going.
who do you think the future face of the NBA is? Front office.
I
Victor.
think it's. So we all think it's Shy, and I don't know. I think Giannis might still be the guy for me.
That's not a bad answer either, though.
Yeah, well, Victor's got to make sure he gets his goddamn shoulder figured out.
Yeah, that's
then
hope
turn into.
We don't want him turning into Chris Bosh.
Chris Bosh.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's hope that gets all figured out first. So.
Sorry to hear you had to touch Tucson. Yeah, it's probably just a hot piece of shit area.
Yeah,
Tucson,
it's
Arizona.
And the airport fucking sucks. Let me tell you what. But no, I mean, Shy has just as good a chance as Giannis. I guess it's kind of how when do you view the transition into the face of the league? Like, do you think it's going to be in the next, 2 years? Do you think it's going to be the next 5 years? Because I think that impacts what you're, timeline wise.
Right.
I think Victor might be, maybe I should have said the most impactful next face of the league, where it might be a Giannis. But Shy definitely has the youth and ability to be that, guy for the next couple of years. I don't know that Giannis does. Like, really.
No, it's all good. It was just good. That was just what we were talking about. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so before we hop out of here, this just happened, just for all the NBA guys out there. This is Kyrie Irving 10 minutes ago. Had to be helped a lot. Couldn't walk. I live in Tucson, 130 degrees in May. Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Yeah, dude, shoot me. But here he is. Looks like he stayed in. They say he stayed in the game, shot the 2 free throws, made the 2 free throws, and then had to be helped off the court. So little Klay Thompson action there, where he stays in, drains it, but he couldn't walk off the court on his own. And when you've got Anthony Davis helping you off the court, you know it's bad. When they throw your arm around Anthony Davis to carry your injured ass off the court, you are hurt. They go, Anthony, we don't fucking care that your toe hurts. Carry Kyrie to the back. He's like, yeah, okay.
Good job. All right, I gotta head out. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I will.
All right, hey, tell the kid that he better not fuck up at karate. We want a good performance this evening.
Yes, sir, Bob. So, all right, good hearing you for a couple minutes, front office. We'll see you on the day of my birth.
Yes,
nice.
sir. Wednesday is Dale's birthday. Dale, have a great weekend or great rest of your day. Everyone else.
Outside chance at a fantasy baseball thing. I don't know if it's gonna register. I don't know if I want to do a auction on my birthday because it'll be 4 fucking hours. So, well, if not, we will push it for. I might find just a fun, cheap little one too. We'll figure something out.
Get your ass in the car and take kid to karate.
See you, Dale.
Peace.
Bye. All right, so like I said, we're gonna wrap everything up here. Not a lot going on. Good little conversations the other day. Like I said, we talked about Deebo. Deebo going for 5th, pretty crazy. Then again, I don't know. Was that we'll have to wait and see if what that does for the market. Like I said, we got Cooper Kupp, who's probably going to be moved. But we're seeing it all over the place. And we had Amari move for a 3rd, then you get Deebo for a 5th. I don't know. So we'll see what that does to Cooper Kupp and some of these other guys. And then as far as baseball goes, what was the other thing we talked about? We talked about Pete Rose. Obviously, we'll have to go. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think about Pete Rose. I do think it's a little too late. But I guess it's better late than never. So shout out to Pete Rose. And again, it's good to see Sammy Sosa back with the Cubs, and it's good to see that Sammy Sosa is not a white man anymore. So shout out to Sammy Sosa figuring out the skin issue. You guys have a good rest of your Monday. We will see you on Wednesday. It'll be Dale's birthday. I'm sure we'll have plenty more to talk about. We'll have NBA news. As the draft gets closer, we're going to keep talking about the draft. more combine stuff coming out. So make sure you guys join us on Wednesday, 7 p.m. You guys have a good rest of your Monday. You guys are betting, make some money, get over the action. Follow us on Action Network. Follow us every single day. We're giving you 3 to 5 money lines that we think are going to hit. We'll give you a prop every single day. And then we're obviously in this new group full of boys that we will, we'll help you when we can. We'll give you the best lines and best value that we possibly can. So make sure you guys follow us on Action. Follow us on everything else, YouTube, X, everywhere else. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching Derelict Sports.
Peace.
Trucking intellect, got change in my pocket, $1.50 AFS. Let it go, let it die, let 'em know how you tried. Show me at the bottom with the morning sun.